Let's do this in one take. Then we'll have some dinner. And then we'll watch Devil's Reign.
So, welcome back.
Hi.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, almost. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day Eve.
Yep. So, Dad, you want to give us a little recap on Demons?
What, you want me to jump right into telling you what the movie's about?
No. I mean, like, how old were you when you saw this?
Oh, right.
And, like, yeah.
Well, I was probably 15. It was a video rental for me. Got to enjoy it in the comforts of my own den. But it would have been fun to see it in an actual movie theater because of what the movie's actually about. But this was another one of my horror buddy Brian and my weekend video rental fests. I remember liking it a lot, maybe not completely, but...
Shout out to you, Brian.
Yeah. I really like the poster for this movie. It's probably why Brian and I rented it in the first place. Because neither one of us had heard anything about it. But considering its lineage a bit, the director, Lamberto Bava, is the son of Mario Bava, who is a legendary Italian director. He directed Lisa and the Devil, which I've never seen, Planet of the Vampires, which is great, Kill Baby Kill, Black Sabbath, that has Boris Karloff in it.
Mm-hmm. And Black Sunday.
Well, yes, Black Sunday too. I was going to get to that because we watched that one, season 2. Yep, got it right here.
Do you have how we scored it?
Of course I do. What do you think? You're dealing with an amateur here? So Black Sunday, we scored it 3.75 on the scarometer, a 6.25 on the funometer, and a 6 on the Impacto.
Pretty decent scores.
Very respectable scores. Yeah, we liked that movie a lot. He also did Bay of Blood, which we almost watched during the Bees.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees!
But you replaced it with Black Sunday. I hate that clip.
It's so nice to hear that again.
Are we doing a Daddy Dumb Sum for this one?
I don't know. You want to do a Daddy Dumb Sum for this one?
Yeah. This.
Serling, this is a tale as old as time. This is like the definitive template for the epitome of fairy tale, fable, moral, sonnet, I don't know. But it's the classic story of half metal-faced boy meets girl, half metal-faced boy invite girl to a movie, girl goes, movie cursed, movie released demons, people try get away, people crawl a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Helicopter crash through roof, girl escape, world already infected. Sorry, I mean, you can't get much more storytelling standard than that. Yep. But let's get real about our recap here. So, we're trying something a little different today. There's a writer named John Kenneth Muir who writes analysis books on horror movies. He's covered the movies from the 70s and from the 80s. I like his work. So, we're going to give him a shout out today by directly quoting his recap for Demons from his book Horror Films from the 1980s. And it's not just because I'm lazy and didn't want to write a recap this
Yes,
time.
it is. I say, and I quote, "They'll make cemeteries their cathedrals and tombs your cities." I like that.
I like that line a lot. It's cool.
It's very chilling.
So they quote that in the movie that they're watching in the movie.
Yeah. Two students, Cheryl and Kathy, play hooky from school, and at the invitation of a strange man in a metal face mask, they attend a movie sneak preview at the mysterious renovated urban Metropole Theater. In the lobby before the screening, a woman cuts her face on a demon mask prop from the film.
The movie starts to roll, and it's about a group of teens who are poking around in an ancient graveyard where Nostradamus is buried. And they find a mask at his tomb, and by reading an incantation, they proceed to unleash a worldwide pestilence. And those events are being eerily mirrored in real life, the real life of this movie.
So the girl with the scratched face turns into a monstrous demon, and before long, the theater is overrun with the frothing, crazed beasts. I like that they were frothing. That was
Yeah,
cool.
they do. There's a lot coming out of their mouths in
Yeah.
this movie. There's a lot going into their mouths and drooling and dripping out of their mouths.
Mm-hmm. So Cheryl and Kathy are being protected by two boys. They're sitting next to George and Ken. With no way out of the theater, the patrons blockade themselves in. But
I love a good blockade.
yes, but the demons begin to pick them off one by one. Sometimes even two by one, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
those two lovers basically get killed at the same time.
I liked that kill. Meanwhile, outside the Metropole, a gang of punks who are on the run from the police manage to find their way into the theater. And unfortunately, in doing so, they release the demon plague out into the city. Trailer.
Trailer!
The preview you are about to watch is for a movie that is unlike any you have ever seen before. It is for a movie that goes beyond temporary fear to everlasting terror. It is a movie called Demons. Yes, the demons are coming, and they're coming for you. Warning, if you have the courage to see demons, sit near an exit. Otherwise, you might never get out. In your theater, who will survive the touch of the demons, and who will not? Demons. With music by Billy Idol, Motley Crue, The Adventures, Rick Springfield, and Saxon. This is no dream. This is happening right now. And it could be happening to you. Demons. They will make cemeteries their cathedrals, and the cities will be your tombs. Will you survive it? Demons.
I gotta admit something. I appreciate any trailer that comes with a warning.
No.
I also like you've
No.
got music by Motley Crue, the Scorpions, Saxon, and Rick Springfield. He did one of these things is not like the other. Anyway, that was our trailer.
Interesting.
Recommended age. What are you going to go for this? You were asking me right before we recorded this. It seemed like you were in a conundrum about what to recommend as an age where a kid could watch this movie or handle this movie. What would you say?
11.
So your age. So you
Yeah.
thought this was age appropriate for you.
Well,
I'd go north.
yeah, 12.
I said 13.
Damn!
But I'll go 12 and a half. There's some over-the-top gore in this.
And some over.
And a bit of
the top
very weird, uncomfortable nudity.
Yeah, very weird.
They show exactly one boob for about 20 seconds. But, yeah, so let's go 12 and a half here.
Yeah, if your 12-year-old is mature.
Yeah, you could push it if you
If
have
not-
a really cool 12-year-old. But
Yeah, like
12 and a half's
me.
good. Go watch! All right, deep dive. So we obviously get some George Romero love going on here because the Godfather of the modern zombie movie, right?
Yeah, check out the other shows from a few weeks back when we did Night and Dawn of the Dead. The Demons
And future episodes where we do Land of the Dead and Day of the Dead.
and Diary of the Dead.
Diarrhea of the Dead, yep. Has a lot of blood and guts in it. Diarrhea of the Dead, I would imagine. I am so immature. How do you put up with me?
I don't. The demons are basically zombies, like
Right.
the same capabilities. They even got confused in the description of this movie when we rented
Yes,
it, calling
yes,
the
they did.
demons zombies. They were like theaters then overrun by these zombies, and I'm like,
Movie's called Demons.
I'm like,
I don't know how
get
you
your
missed that. But they kind of work the same way, right?
Yeah, a scratch or bite turns you into them. It's just the way that the outbreak starts that's different.
Right, right. Which is where we get into some different kind of love with this movie, some Sam Raimi love. He's the writer and director of the Evil Dead movies, and in that movie, they read from the Necronomicon, and that's how the Evil Dead, the zombies, or the damn it, I did it. The demons in that movie get unearthed, and it actually goes back to the movie that they say influenced The Evil Dead, which is a movie called Equinox, which is another movie where they find an old book, they read from the book, and demons from another dimension are released. So
Yeah, so
that's the difference between zombies and demons.
So with the demons, it's reading a passage from an ancient book that opens the tombs of hell and releases them.
And that's what we got here. What did we have in terms of other movies that were released in 1985?
We have Day of the Dead.
Oh, we were just talking about Romero.
Yeah.
Yes. So Day of the Dead. Yeah, the third in the of the Dead movies.
Silver Bullet.
Oh, that's a werewolf movie written by Stephen King.
Yes.
It's not that great, but it's got a couple of weird, freaky scenes in it that make it worth a watch.
Cat's Eye.
Another Stephen King. I think it's like an anthology, like sort of like Creepshow.
Did you get?
I never saw it.
Did you get the stuff? No,
I've
actually,
seen the stuff. It's not bad. It's another anti-commercialism movie, much like Dawn of the Dead.
Ghoulies.
Yeah, Gremlins ripoff.
Fright Night.
Oh, yeah. We love that.
The Bride.
Yes. Starring no one that you know. Actually, the main pretty girl in that was in the movie My Bodyguard. That was one of the friends of Clifford Peach, a.k.a. Rudy Gerner.
Oh. Creature.
That's an alien ripoff, starring Klaus Kinski.
Now we're going to get into some vampire movies.
Okay.
Once Bitten.
That's a comedy, and Jim Carrey's in that. I think that's like his first movie.
Return of Oz Chiller.
Never heard of that. I don't know what that is.
The New Kids.
Never heard of that either.
Hard Rock Zombies, which is a musical.
There were Hard Rock Demons in this one with all that, with the soundtrack. Minus the Rick Springfield, but...
Massacre in Dinosaur Valley, which looked stupid.
That sounds... You made that up.
No.
That's a real movie. You swear.
Yes, I dare you to go...
Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. Somebody put money in the pot to make Massacre. Okay.
The Oracle.
Never heard of that.
And Hallucinations, which actually looks really good.
Why? What's
like
it
the
about?
movie poster, it's about hallucinations of monsters.
Oh, someone who feels like they're seeing monsters.
And now the best one, Clue.
You love that movie.
I do.
I wouldn't really
We
call
saw it-
that a horror movie. Yeah,
we saw the
it.
musical.
We did. We saw it on stage here in LA.
It's great.
How about one word review? What's your one word review for Demons?
Uneven.
Yeah.
It lost me at certain moments. But some of it, I can't decide whether I would say some of it or a lot of it is good and got me into things.
Yeah, you certainly weren't fully on board with this one.
Yeah,
I think
especially
I
the
ultimately
ending.
like this movie more than you do.
Yeah.
Not the first time that's happened.
Crab monsters.
Not the last time either.
Yeah, what's yours?
I said frenetic. Because
What does that mean?
I think there's a really fun spirit to this movie. And it loses its way at points. I definitely agree with you on that. But this movie pulses with energy. And there are a couple of great visual moments. The colors of the movie in general are amazing. It's a really neat setup for a horror movie. It's fun that all the carnage bounces around in an actual movie theater and that it's all arranged by some weird, mysterious master of ceremony that you never even meet. And I like that all the mayhem is triggered by the movie everyone comes to see. So
Yeah, it has a cool concept.
yeah, it's a little all over the place.
Yeah.
But this is a movie that is made better by explaining less, as opposed to one of the recent movies that we covered and gave it a hard time because it didn't bother to explain anything, Dead Silence. But there weren't enough interesting elements going on in Dead Silence to justify just going along for a loose, free ride.
I feel like they were trying to like cram everything in, like every little detail for this.
There's a lot, but I think why it works for the most part for me is that it doesn't quite give you enough time between the thrills to stop and pick apart its shortcomings. You just kind of surrender yourself to this movie and you'll have fun. So let's talk pluses. What have we got?
I liked how the movie theater looked and like the lights.
Yeah, I
lights
like
is,
the
a
colors
main-
of this and the design of it. What do you think of the opening subway scene? A little bit of dread there.
Yeah, a little.
It reminded me a little bit of the American Werewolf in London, the subway scene there, but that's better. I think this was filmed in Germany. I liked how meta it is. You know, it's a movie where we're watching a movie where the characters are invited to the premiere of a horror movie and it turns into a horror movie.
Yeah, I liked that. That was cool.
There's some cool movie posters in the lobby. There's a poster for a concert film called No Nukes.
And that
my old boss produced.
There's a movie poster for AC/DC.
Yeah, there's an AC/DC poster in there. I guess they did like a concert movie.
I liked the mask cutting Rosemary.
Yep, the little prop, the whole inciting event of the movie. We get another, this place is giving me the creeps line in this. We'd like to keep track of when that's said in a horror movie. What else? I like when the girl gets lost in the curtains.
Yes.
After she's running away from Rosemary,
Curtains.
the first demon to turn in the bathroom. And she gets all twisted up in the curtains and can't find her way out.
Mm-hmm. I liked the makeup, but it was kind of a ripoff of,
It's very Evil Dead-y.
Yeah. And the vent scene.
When they're crawling through the air vents?
Yeah. But one thing I didn't understand there, I don't understand how the woman turned into the demon. Because,
right.
They should have done, some of the little bubbles, dropping on the floor.
I thought it was okay.
And then he could be like, hey, what's going on? What's this? And then she just...
Because they're trying to escape the zombie. They're crawling through the air vents.
You said zombie!
Oh, damn. I'm going to do that. Keep a running tab. But he's in front of her, leading the way. But then they hear the clicking of nails behind them, the scraping of nails. And then he's like, no, we're in danger. Here, you go in front of me. And then he goes, now it's in front of us. And it turns out because she's turning into the demon. And the girl who plays that is Dario Argento's daughter.
Who?
He directed Suspiria, and he contributed to I think he's like a co-producer or a co-writer on this, and did a lot of cool Italian horror films.
Huh. What's his name?
Dario Argento.
Dario. Oh, I'm not saying that.
I like the other crazy stuff on display in the lobby, like you got a motorcycle and swords.
What?
I don't know whether these are supposed to be props from the movie that the characters are showing up to see, like the mask, but they definitely get used in the movie that we see unfold in front of our eyes. I really liked the whole scene behind the movie screen and the distortion of the image on the screen as she's trying to push her way through to get away from the demons. It really breaks the line between fantasy and reality in a cool way. I like that. Another plus for the makeup, I like when the fangs push the teeth out of their gums.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
But something that really grew on me was the crawling. I know we're not in the minuses, but
grew on you in a bad way.
Yeah, there was so much crawling. And, I understand you have to be away from them. But maybe...
There's crawling on the floor between the aisles of the
seats.
There's
crawling under the chairs.
Vents.
There's crawling in the curtains.
I'll
go on and on.
I'll give you that.
There's no Serling spotlight for this.
So not the soundtrack?
I hate
Did I tip my hand too soon? But before we even get to the soundtrack... The most flagrant issue for me with this movie, and I love it and I hate it simultaneously, but I mostly hate it, it's the dubbing.
Oh my god, yes.
It's occasionally hilarious, the pimp guy. He's just throwing people out of his way and just going, get out of the way!
I know,
He's just stepping in front of people literally to throw them out of the way and say, get out of the way! And because he's going to take charge.
Actual actor, I feel bad for him because the voice actor was just, I'm going to ruin this guy's career.
He must have seen this and been like, what did you do to me? But it was a bit of a surprise that he gets killed so soon because he seems like he's going to be the one who's kind of like the character Ren in Cube.
Yeah.
You think, oh, finally someone who knows what they're doing. They're going to step up and take charge, and then boom, they're gone. The gore gets a little too bonkers for me at times.
The blood lingers.
The movie gets a little bonkers for me at times, too. But for the most part, I like it.
The ending. I hated that.
I like when the helicopter crashes through the ceiling.
Yeah, but how did the man not turn into a demon, but the woman did?
Oh, you mean the very ending when they were driving away?
Yeah,
the surprise ending.
I was like, no, this can't be a surprise because it doesn't make sense.
There is no final girl in this. The girl who you think makes it out doesn't.
She never got bit.
That we know of.
All right,
we got a couple of SGS moments in this. A couple of Serling got scared, Serling got startled. you got scared when Rosemary, the first girl who turns into the demon, when her face pops in the mirror.
Yeah.
These pustules just like oozing goo. You got a little squeamish there. You got legitimately freaked. And then when Gina, the second girl, Rosemary's friend, who goes to check on her in the bathroom, her wound popping. So there's a lot of gore and then pus and grossness.
I liked when Gina was transforming into a demon and like the nails were coming out of her normal nails, like the demon nails.
Yeah, so like the fangs push your teeth out and the demon nails push your regular nails out. Yeah, there's a lot of body horror in this. So I think we got 3 legitimate SGS moments in this. That's not bad. Coolest kill. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Gina.
Yeah.
Gina.
Because you see the most.
Wow,
of her.
but that's amazing. Like, there's so many kills in this movie, and a lot of them are pretty cool. But we both went with Gina.
Well,
so she's the other girlfriend of the black guy who we've been complaining about. She finds Rosemary, patient 0, in the bathroom. Gets scratched by her, and then wanders behind the screen that the movie's being projected on, and is attacked again. And then she rips through the screen, lands in a heap in front of the audience, delivering brutal reality through the harmless fantasy. And then her transformation gets really, really gross and vivid. All right. We have the same coolest kill.
Okay. It's time for Tomato, where I try to guess what percentage this movie got on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to go 63%.
63%.
If not somewhere in the 60s.
Which is not terrible for a horror movie. But this did better. It got 71. So that puts us in Mean Girls territory, the musical version from 2024.
Never watched it.
Sing, one of your favorites.
What?
Gladiator 2. The Cider House Rules with Michael Caine and Spider-Man. The Fifth Element. Kung Fu Panda 4. Still haven't seen it. The Croods with Nick Cage, the guy from Pig.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah,
the
first
one,
Cruise isn't bad.
It's not bad.
All right, you ready for Guess the Tomato?
Yes.
So this is our game where I find another movie that scored 71%, like the one we're covering, Demons, in case you lost track.
Yes.
And then we start out at $500. I provide you with clues, difficult at first and then increasingly easy as the money potential goes down.
Money.
So you guess the movie after the first clue, you get $500 deposited into your college fund. This is college fund round. So the money does not go directly into your pocket, I'm afraid. If you guess the movie right now, Serling, without any clues, I'll give you $600. And I'll hand that over to you right now. You want to play that? Just pick a movie. You might get it right.
I won't.
But if you guess wrong, without any clues, mind you, you give me your bike.
No! I don't want to. You don't even fit on my bike. What the hell?
I'll sell it for parts.
What?
Scrap it down. All right, so you want to play with the clues, or you want to try for $600 and just pick a movie out of thin air and see how you do?
Let's see it. Okay,
$600.
Lego Batman movie.
No.
Oh.
Okay, so for $500, this 71% Rotten Tomatoes movie, which you've seen several times and love. So this is the hard clue. It was written by the great but complicated Michael O'Donoghue, the Dark Prince of National Lampoon, and one of the original writers on Saturday Night Live. He wrote this movie.
I don't know who that guy is.
That's why it's a $500 clue. So let's take it down to $400. This movie stars someone who also starred on Saturday Night Live.
I want to say Fletch really badly.
Oh, Chevy?
Yeah, I'm thinking. No, I'm not.
This is all very timely because we have the big 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many people on Saturday Night.
Yeah, so let's go down to 300. This movie has a former real-life rock star playing a ghost.
Oh,
A ghost of a certain holiday past, played by a rock star, David Johansen.
Oh, Scrooged.
Nice. All right, you got $300.
Because I remember that he was a rock star.
Good memory. So that's $300 into your college fund.
Same as last time.
Yeah, Vassar, here you come. So the movie's main pretty girl, as you call them, is Marion from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and she was also in National Lampoon's Animal House.
I was gonna say Ghost of Mrs. Mirror, but
then
I was confused. Oh, what was my $100 clue?
So the easiest clue, the star of this movie is Tripper Harrison, and he gets punched in the face and hit with a toaster by the ghost of Christmas Present. So interestingly, I found out in researching this, Scrooged was nominated for an Academy Award.
Why didn't it win?
For best makeup. You know why? It lost to Beetlejuice. Probably deserved to.
So deserving.
You want to go one higher or one lower than this movie on Rotten Tomatoes? Soylent Green. Serling, do you have any guesses at this point as to what Soylent Green is made of?
The stuff oozing out of their mouths in
Devil's Rain?
No, in Demons.
No. One higher than this, Sing 2. It's a big Sing cast. National Lampoon's, wait for it, Christmas Vacation. Not good. Legally Blonde and Iron Man 2, which we still haven't watched.
All right, Bond-ometer.
Yeah, so how does 71% for Demons rank in the James Bond
universe
rating universe?
Yeah, so it puts us at Never Say Never Again, which has the worst Bond song ever.
One of them. So that's the return of Sean Connery. It's interesting. So that movie, Never Say Never Again, came out the same year as Octopussy.
1983?
83, that's right. And there was a big split with my friend group. Which movie were we going to see? Which one were we going to go support at the theater? And I was all about, got to go see Sean Connery. Got to go see Never Say Never Again. But my friend BJ loved Roger Moore, so we ended up seeing them both. But I wasn't happy on the trip to the theater to see Octopussy.
So 71% Never Say Never Again is very neatly and equally between a 69 for Your Eyes Only.
Oh, I love that.
This should be Roger Moore's highest. And a 73% Living Daylights. So
a three-way Bond. So Dalton beats Demons, because that was his first movie.
Yeah.
As Bond. Okay.
I think so.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how do we rate this movie? So where do you put Demons, Lamberto Bava's classic?
I have to count the SGSs.
So where do you put on the fearometer? How scary?
4.
That's what I said.
Not that scary. Like,
the second part of the movie isn't as scary as the first.
Yeah, the first part gets you going like, oh no, I'm scared. That tension is rising, and then you get like the comic relief
and then the cool
guys.
setup. But it's kind of swinging for a different fence by the second half of the movie.
It lost me there.
But I love the Gina kill. I love the moments where the character's trying to run and getting all twisted up and lost in the theater. Liked the air duct scene. Shot with the demons. Oh, with her eyes glowing, coming over the top of that fog and shrouded theater stairway, as per the poster. You know how they did that effect, actually?
How?
So they have these glowing eyes, and what they did was they cut pieces of reflective paper out. It was super low budget and super easy, and they just put them over the eyes of the actors, and then they aimed a light at it so it reflected back was caught in the camera in the moment. Cool. Really neat.
All right, Funometer, 5.
That's what I gave it. It's a kind of a fun movie.
I swear to God, I didn't look at your notes.
It's fun. The setup of it's fun, and releasing demons. It would have been really, really fun seeing it in the theater. But yeah, I still give it a 5. What about Impactometer? They did a sequel.
Oh.
So that's got to register something on the Impact.
All right, you go first, because I've been going first for a while.
I did 3. You don't hear this movie referenced a lot, but for diehard horror fans, people know this movie.
I did a 4.
Oh, good.
Because I agree with you that I've never heard about this movie. And
right, and I didn't really talk it up before we rented it. It's not a movie I reference much. So you liked it maybe a little bit more than you thought you did.
Next time on DDSH, DD Spod.
Almost ready for you to take a gander at that website. Still working on it, though.
Almost.
Still a bit of a cacophony.
Yeah, so we've got 2 British movies coming up on the cast for you. Very different, though. The first one is about characters going in and in deep. The second is about a character riding out.
Yeah, well said. The first movie stars a cast that you probably are largely unfamiliar with. The second will be our first movie from another true horror icon who is in a crazy amount of movies. 250?
250.
So,
are you talking about...
Oh, you know what? We don't have 2 British movies in a row coming up on the cast for you.
What?
We don't. We have one British movie,
Oh,
and then we're doing Devil's Reign.
Oh,
And then we'll
right.
get back to the second British movie.
Right.
Yeah. All right, good. Bye.
Bye.